I caught up with Tito. Him and I just got our commercial pilot license with an instrument rating attached. I wanted to hear his story to share and expose the possibilities in being able to reach this stage. For me, it's been 10 years in the making. We're at holding point for runway 29er. We're in Zulu Sierra November Whiskey Golf, a Cessna 172. A perfect IF trainer. I love her instruments. Her instruments are just robust with a full stack of CDI and GNS 430. Everything in her just works. This was my last instrument training flight before my mock and test.
Cool. No, thank you for doing this. I think
No problem.
I think this kind of discussion will really help people. I think it'll help two things: people who are working on their PPL and also their CPL. Let me put this phone on silent, and then of course, going forward, what opportunities are available to people. So, and just the thinking process as you are transitioning from getting your license to whatever is next.
April end saw Tito, Salah, and myself passing the commercial pilot license with an instrument rating attached. I have to emphasize the benefit in getting the assistance from your peers in helping you pass. Going through the mock skills test as well as the license skills test with peers around you to help and share knowledge really helps. They are not the only ones in our cohort. We're still looking forward to having 3 more of our peers in our group in getting their licenses.
Working towards your CPL test, when was the first time you heard that you have to prepare a folder for the ground evaluation? I mean, obviously, first I have to mention that, for the CPL test, for people who are watching, you have to have you have to do a ground evaluation, and then it is is the simulator session necessary? You could do all of it in the aircraft, but that's too expensive. So there's a simulator session for an ILS approach, and then if you're doing the instrument rating, and then there's the actual flight itself. So when was it, what was your first reaction as to what you have to prepare for the ground evaluation? Because only when did I come close to doing the mock and test did I know that, there's a whole folder that you have to prepare. And I was like, okay, well, now we have to shift gears and really dig deep into this.
Yes. I think for me, I was fortunate enough because I was close friends with a lot of people ahead of me.
Okay.
So I got to see what they did in every step, and I got to see this folder they kept on carrying to school, wondering what's this folder. And I heard about the DFE questions. I was like, oh my God, How do you guys do it?
Right,
but
right.
but because of that, that helped me a lot when it came to the time when I had to prepare. I guess I had already adjusted to that and I was already comfortable with it. And also, I had a lot of time to prepare for it because I started preparing for it around October, but I tested in February. So
Mhm.
I had a good 4 months to prepare for that.
Now, for you, did you do some form of a PPL ground evaluation?
For my initial PPL,
Yes, yes.
yes, I did.
Oh,
I
you
did.
did do it. Okay, yes. So, if you remember, what do you feel as if is the biggest difference between an initial ground evaluation for PPL and for that of a CPL?
For PPL, I feel it's more theory based, as in you need to know like everything, not everything, but you need to know most things as they are by the book.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for CPL, you're required to think think as a pilot, think
Mm-hmm.
as an employee, as a person who's in
Mm-hmm.
charge of, who's responsible for other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make decisions, know how to apply the law now when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to CPL,
Mm-hmm.
find a way that you'll be saving money for companies, for when
Mm-hmm.
you do work with companies,
Mm-hmm.
plan for weather. Whereas in PPL, if weather's bad, you cannot go. Now
Simple. Yes.
with the instrument rating, you actually need to plan the weather and confirm which route to take because passengers to go from point A to point B, and it's
Mm-hmm.
your job to take them there, no matter how the weather looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, unless it's a like a
Yeah,
tornado
unless it's
or
thunderstorms.
yeah, cyclone or something. So 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 okay. So the ground evaluation for CPL is more of the application of the law versus just knowing the theory. Um,
Yes.
and obviously for people who are doing their PPL and then starting to work on their CPL, now they have to start to think about not only Part 91, though people who get into that training, they'll learn about Part 91, but Part 135, Part 121, what else is there? Part 141 as well, if they go
Mm.
and become instructors. Am I missing any other parts? I think those are the only ones relevant in terms of work. Or part 93.
Yeah. And your obvious part 61 and 67.
Yes, yes. So people have to now put all of that into application. And it's hard initially.
Mm.
Did you find it hard initially to put that all
I,
together?
I did, as well, when it comes to the law and regulations, they phrase them in a way that it's like they're trying to test your English. But
Yes.
once you start conversating with people, other people, and talking about it, you end up realizing, oh, so this is how this is done, and
Mm,
this is done.
mm. So what would you say is your best tip to people who would be moving to preparing for that GE? How should they prepare for it?
I'd say be in connection with people at your level. If you're close to testing for a commercial, conversate with people who are also busy with that training or someone who just finished that training
Mm-hmm.
or even YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
used to watch a lot of YouTube videos about, like, in USA they call them oral
Mm.
exam.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, 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 yeah.
almost similar, really similar to what we do. So
Mm-hmm.
those also help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Um,
The license skills test is divided into three parts: ground evaluation, which is an oral exam, a certified flight simulator session, which tests your procedures, and lastly, the actual flight, where you do some instrument flying as well as recovery from emergencies.
okay, so between the ground evaluation, the the simulator and the flight itself. Out of the three, which one do you feel was the most challenging?
That's a good question. Thing with me, I was like super prepared. So what happened is I expected the ground evaluation to be really hard, and it turned out that I was really prepared, that he was quite impressed. Then the simulator, I usually practice at home with Simulator X, Flight Simulator X, and so it made the whole simulator easier. Even explain on the iPad, I play with it, so that helped a lot also. Then once we got in the plane, my confidence levels are already this high. So,
so you're ready.
So I guess at that point, the ground evaluation was the most nerve-wracking one, because it's a new setting. You think a DFE is this person trying to kill you or something. You start getting to talk more and you realize, okay, this person is actually here to help you as much as
Yes. So the GE maybe was expected to be the most hardest, but it wasn't necessarily.
In terms of procedures, I'd say the simulator is a bit more challenging.
Okay.
Because simulator, now you're in full IF conditions and there's no sneaking a pic outside.
Right. And just seeing, okay, am I on the right track? Oh, yes, no, okay. You have to focus. So that's interesting that you say like FSX, Flight Simulator X, actually really helped you.
It helped a lot. It helped a lot. Because also a friend of mine had like the controls and everything. So she lent it to me. So those also helped. But I was just practicing with your standard 172. I wasn't using any multi to practice it.
Okay.
Before you do your actual skills test, you have to do a mock test, of which you'll find is purposely harder.
What about the mock? Do you feel as if the mock had prepared you well for the actual skills test?
The mock, honestly, the mock is what grilled me. The mock, the mock I had, it was with our CFI, our chief flight instructor, whose name is Miss Anne-Marie Smith. And that lady grilled me. I remember the ground evaluation was close to 2 hours, and she literally asked every question that she could think of, and every question that she could write down. Then we went into the simulator. We did every procedure that was needed and that was written for us to be done. Same thing in the flight. We did everything. I swear that mock, it was the sweatiest test or flights I've gone through.
Yeah, I agree. How many hours was your mock flight?
My mock flight was, the flight wasn't that long. It was probably 1.8.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And the sim session?
The sim session was also around 1.8, 1.6.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, I see. Mine was 1 hour for the sim, but it was 2.3 for the flight.
Last but not least, I wanted to ask Tito what he looks forward to now that he has his commercial pilot license. You'll find a positive attitude will get you far.
Okay, so the mock really helped then.
The mock helped a lot. It helped a lot.
Right. Okay, so that's pretty much it for like getting up to the point of getting a CPL. But a lot of people say this is where now the hard work begins. What are your expectations going forward? how do you feel you're going to be able to navigate the working world, the flying world, the
Well,
industry?
I'm trying to be as positive as I can. There's a lot of speculation that things are still recovering and everything, but I try to be as positive as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And every day when I send out that CV to a company,
Mm-hmm.
I know it deep down that I'll get a reply, I'll get an interview, and I'll get that job. So I'm quite positive about it. And hopefully the next time I an interview,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be having my ATPL with 1,500 telling you about that journey.
That's a good idea. That's actually a very good idea for us to do this. Like we check in a couple of years' time. Oh, where's Tiro? Where's Tiro? What's he up to now?
You calling me from JFK and I'm in Heathrow.
Oh my gosh. I look forward to that. I definitely look forward to that.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching along. It has been quite a journey. Finally gotten to the stage where I can now officially call myself a commercial pilot. I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to what this next chapter in the flying career brings. Thank you very much, guys, for watching along. For those of you who have been subscribers since the very beginning, I started to post videos on a consistent basis from last year, 2021, March 23rd or 24th, around that date, and slowly but surely you guys have been adding on as subscribers, and I really appreciate the support that you provided. If there are any of you who follow me on Instagram, I made a post on the journey that I've had since the beginning. I first got my private pilot license back in 2012. I did my skills test on the 10th of October 2012, which is, as you're quite aware, quite a while away. That was about 10 years ago, and the 10 years has been quite a journey. For many of you, you have faced similar challenges that I have gone through as well. One of the initial challenges is what type of passport one individual can hold. A passport can really determine how quickly or how slowly your aviation career progresses, and that depends on how active the aviation industry is in that particular country that you live in. So for example, in South Africa, the aviation industry or the infrastructure that is available is quite vibrant, so to speak, as well as the level of activity. If you go to the US, the infrastructure is far more better in terms of, let's say, the RNAV equipment that are available, but certainly the level of activity is quite amazing. There's quite a range of flight activities that take place over there, and as such, a range of flying opportunities, pilot opportunities for young up-and-coming individuals. So a passport really can determine where you are based and how quickly you progress in that industry. Number two, of course, it's finances. A lot of people, I think many people share that same situation where aviation is so expensive to get into. So for those of you who are lucky to get scholarships, or family members who are able to pay for it, that's absolutely fabulous. Just that a lot of people do face that financial strain. So for myself, I have got to give thanks for my family for supporting me at the beginning, but then I have also, for the large part of it, gone and worked and saved up money and paid for the training myself. So that's why, for one, it took or takes quite some time to get it done. So there's been quite a journey to it just to get to this point, but it is very much so the beginning, and I'm very much so looking forward to the next chapter, which is what I'm going to be doing, the instructors rating. So I'll definitely document that for you guys. I don't think many people, especially here in South Africa, have documented how that process goes. There's a lot of documentation on the private pilot license aspect. There's a lot of documentation on, well, not many, but there is some documentation on commercial pilot license. But for for instructors rating, not so much. At least I don't think so. The journey has just begun. So thanks once again to all the subscribers for hopping on board. I look forward to the next chapter. I look forward to taking you along. If you guys want anything else to be added onto the YouTube channel, or types of videos that you want to be presented, let me know in the comment section below. But also follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and let me know what you would like to see on this channel. Cheers guys, and I look forward to the next one.